So is this tin you're working on? Tin? So you're making snowman, huh?
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty. And oh, this is pretty nice here too.
Yeah. I made that one earlier.
Oh, you made this one?
Yep.
Okay.
I tried making a star, but it didn't turn out right.
Looks like starfish.
Yeah.
And I took my grandmother to Lehman Hardware and
This is good.
Yeah, it is good.
wood burning stoves they have now are so much better. She says, oh, this thing's got a bigger reservoir and everything in it than we had in ours.
My problem is with the wood burning stove at home, my insurance doesn't want to cover the wood burner in the house. So I have an old warm oven stove that I haul out from my garage and I set it up in the winter time. Or I set it up in the summer and I have cook in the backyard.
That's what the summer kitchens are for.
Well, we don't have a summer kitchen.
So there's some of them around. You can see them every now and then. They're
Oh yeah,
shoving
yeah.
it
You
over.
can also sometimes still see the old spring houses. A lot of times you'll see the brick building out behind the house, and that's where a spring come up in there, and that was their refrigerators. They didn't have refrigerators early on. But yeah, it's been interesting. I've been here 20 years, and when I first started volunteering here, my goal was to learn to use the wood cookstove and get a boiler operator's license. And I have a boiler operator's license, and I feel just as comfortable cooking on the cook stove as I do at home on my own stove. I've gotten, yeah, used to it over
It
the
takes a little bit
years.
getting used to. I mean, and it's
It's got a lot to do with the draft. The draft has a lot to do with it. You can, like, you know, I mean, right now I got it, the draft is pretty much running.
Let me see these corn cobs. And isn't this corn cob? You heat this with corn cob? So those are corn cobs, huh?
No, there's the corn cob, that's wood.
Oh, that's wood. Okay.
See the little corn cobs under there? See how they're all burned up?
Oh, yeah.
And they start out to be a great big corn cob, and then they burn down to little and nothing.
Oh, that's a good way to burn stuff, is corn cobs.
Yeah,
my grandmother used corn to start
we have, we also have an oven. I've learned through the hard way that with the oven, most of my bacon and cooked bacon, I do in this. A pipe, will fit right down in here, and I've learned to adjust and crack the lid and just bake the pie right in here.
Oh.
Bake cornbread right in here. It's a little bit easier than the oven. The oven is kind of tricky because this side is your firebox, so you have to turn things around a little bit more, or I have my brooms, my broom straws. You can take broom straws and soak them in water and lay them on the firebox side, and it will be less likely to burn.
Okay.
When I test the oven temperature, I put my hand in there and I count to 20, and if I can stand it to 20, then it's ready to bake. And
Okay.
you want to use, like, this kind of wood, would be the wood I would use more for baking.
Okay.
Because once you get it to that regulated temperature, you don't want to be putting the wood in and out because you'll lose the heat.
Oh, I see.
And a lot of people don't want ashes on what you're cooking.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to guess the Pioneer people wouldn't even probably notice the ash.
Well,
Yeah, probably not.
And I try to come in during the season. I'm usually here a couple times a month cooking for the canal boat and the crew. And I enjoy it. I enjoy history. Always been a history nut. I go to, a couple summers ago I went to Gettysburg, and my husband likes history too, but I don't think he's quite as nutty about it as I am. Like when I go to Gettysburg and there's a sign that says Colonel such and such was killed here, I want to lay down where the colonel got killed. Yeah, I get a little nutty about that, but History was always my favorite.
Let me see what you did, Patty. Oh,
We still have my trade.
so you hammered this out of, oh, good, look at
I'll
that.
give it to Layton.
Okay, good. You know, she might cut herself on the side.
Right.
That's not too bad. That's good, yeah, good.
10 quart.
You don't have to hit it very hard. I always thought you'd have to hit it a little bit hard.
That
That's
has
what I
legs
thought
on
mine
it.
did.
And
have to
I've
hit it
learned
like
to
very light.
take 14 charcoal briquettes, and I have them in a can, and I heat those up, and I get 14 live ones under here and 14 cooking. And I've learned to use that with the charcoal briquettes, with the one with the legs on it. This has got a trivet underneath it. There's a,
Is this just called a wood cook stove or?
this is just a wood cook stove.
cook
Our
stove.
wood, our stove isn't set up for coal. You have to have a different kind of grate
Okay.
to burn coal, but ours is not set up for coal. Ours is set up for wood.
And then are these the warming ovens in there?
Yeah, these are the warming ovens. And it doesn't get really hot in there. I mean, you wouldn't want to touch it, but that's where I keep my biscuits. And I came this morning at 8. and it
Where'd you
was
get all that jewelry,
Oh,
out
my
west or
jewelry?
here?
No, I have a, this piece was made by one of our blacksmiths. This piece here was made by one of our blacksmiths. His name was Don Witzler, and he kind of just got old and got sick, and he doesn't come as much as he used to.
Oh, well, that's
So
nice
he's
stuff.
made this one, and he's made this one, and he's made this one up here that looks
Oh.
like an arrow. This one looks like an arrow, and there's the,
Oh, isn't
Other
that
side
nice?
of the
Yeah, look
arrow.
at that, nice.
yeah, he's been sick, so, you know, I consider probably, and most of the stuff, we go to a big car show in Columbus, and I have a friend of mine that's what her and her husband do, is she's part Indian, and they travel around the country and go to shows, and I get most of my pieces from her. But they all have a story.
Yeah.
And my mom, she's always teasing me that if I fell in the river, I'd drown because of all my jewelry and
It's so heavy.
I just tell her, I said, well, Mom, it could be worse. It could be tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of people's tattoos.
That's right.
Lots of
That's
people's
right.
tattoos tell a story of different things that
You
happened
sure
in
can
their
take
life.
yours off.
And when I was a kid, I was that kid. You'd go to Grandma's house and she had that little suitcase full of jewelry, and I was the kid that had all the jewelry.
all of it
So
on, yeah.
I think it kind of like
I have a little bit more degree.
went on into adulthood. And I also knit.
Oh, wow.
Me and my husband collect classic cars on the side. We have 9 classic cars.
So what does this do here? Is it milling corn?
Yep. Corn chip. Yeah, and then I go and give her these, and she burns them.
Oh, the corn, let me see.
Burns the cobs.
Yeah, she burns the cobs.
Oh,
as
great.
Fuel for the
Yep.
fire?
Yeah. Here, mill another corn for us here.
Just a couple of,
So this is how corn used to be milled, huh? So you put it in there. Then it comes out there. Oh, beautiful.
Yep.
or whatever they were gonna use.
That's really cool. Nothing goes to waste essentially then.
This unit here is more of what you would call the traveling stove because it all comes apart. Part